So our last thing is such a wonderful thing. I know almost all of you have children who've gone through high school. Luckily, many of you have not had to worry about scholarships and, putting your kids, having it make a difference about where your children go to school. Although I'm sure many of you wish that they would have gotten scholarships so that you would have ended up with a few more dollars in your pocket at the end of the time. But what we do is every person who's a member of 100 Women Making a Difference, the community they live in, their high school receives our scholarship application. So if we don't have someone living in Wakanda High School does not get our application. But if you live in Libertyville or Downers Grove or Deerfield, Lake Forest, wherever, they all get a copy of our scholarship application. And what is really extraordinary about it is two different things. It's $10,000 a year for 4 years. It's a renewable scholarship. But it's based on something different. The criteria is really more about, do we see that student making a difference in the future in the lives of others? It's not about the poorest kid. It's not about the smartest kid. It's about the kid that's really special. And we find those special students by the questions we ask and the questions that we ask of their guidance counselors and their teachers to respond to us. And we ended up this year, which was just extraordinary since we really kind of got together at this February cocktail party and kind of got our critical mass together. And we had 8 different school districts represented, and 33 kids applied to our grant, or our scholarship application. And this wonderful core group, over some great quiche and maybe a little wine, I'm not sure, we all sat down and we took those 33 and brought it down to 11. Sissy, did we have wine? Yes, we did. Okay. But she wasn't drinking. Of course not. But anyway, we took it very seriously, and we truly do, because this is really one of our most important things. And we take those 33 applications, and our ultimate goal is to get it down to 8 to 10. We couldn't. We got it down to 11 with this group because they were really, really, truly special girls. And special in that, we really only kind of give a look at their grades and their scores for ACTs, SATs. And Cecile, God love you, she figured out, God, there's this girl, a couple of girls, straight A's, so smart, AP this, AP that. I was in AP nothing, I can assure you. AP fun, good hair, Farrah Fawcett hairdo. So anyway, but Cecile said, what is with this? A D in BTW, like BTW. Behind the wheel. We had a bunch of girls, straight A students with D's in behind the wheel. So we thought, well, they're smart, you just don't want to drive behind them. So you don't want to be in oncoming traffic with these girls. But anyway, so anyway, we got these 33 great kids down to 11. And then so this is how it works. A group of us get together, we got it down to, we wanted it 8 to 10, we got it down to 11. We send out the critical parts of the application to our membership online, as we do everything, our grants and our scholarship helping hands, etc. And our members then vote, and we get it down to, ultimately, which we were lucky this time, the top 4. The top 4 then come, we invite them in for a live presentation. They go to the Gorton Community School. We give them this great gift bag full of good stuff, and so that everybody feels like they're part of something that's special. And and then we vote again. So that's how we get down to our number 1 person. And some of our members unfortunately, Mary Ann Beardman from Bailey and Hart had to leave. But she, like so many of the other women, they are like in tears. Jackie was in tears. How can I make this decision? It's such a huge burden. I said, you're 1/29th of the vote. It's not all about you. Come on, you're just only 1/29th of the vote. So get over yourself. But anyway, so I got to put my glasses on here because this is too small for me to read. But we received an application from this one student, who, of course, sitting right over there. But this is what's so incredible. She was a peer mediator, a pit orchestra lead clarinetist. She was in the Psychology Club. I was going to say that one. Seminar for Scholars, the Student Council, the Trium Music Honor Society. She was a student teacher at St. Peter's Religious Program. She's a regular blood donor. She has been in field hockey, Interact Club. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Environmental Club. I mean, on and on and on. Model United Nations Club, Midwestern Young Artists, National Honor Society. Lord have mercy, she made me feel like such a loser, I couldn't even believe it. And then we go on to the You Make a Difference Award. She's such a little show-off, nasty little girl. But anyway, she came to meet us, and I will tell you, there was not a single woman in that group, and I think there were 17 out of all 29 members. There were 17 of us there. And she was on her way walking out the door. She was our first person, just so genuine and loving and passionate about life. And she started to go out the door and she goes, "Can I come back and shake everyone's hand?" And we were like, oh my God, no one ever says thank you. It's so wonderful. So anyway, Emily Andre, without a doubt, came back as our #1 choice. And one of the best things, I mean, so many wonderful things about her. She's from the Antioch Community School. And one of the most amazing things that we are having the opportunity to do, with each one of us having written that one check, not only have we given out all of these grants for closet doors and dogs having $4,200 for 9 months worth of food and Holy Family Food Pantry and everything that we've done, we are now having the ability to have allowed this amazing student to go to a school where she was one of 50 students chosen to be in a program. We are allowing her to be in the school, the dream school of her choice, by having received our scholarship. And, you know, how many times do you get to make a difference in the life of someone that's, I mean, you just don't get to do that. And you don't get to do it with a check for $1,000, but we do. And the 29 or 26 women we have 29 members, but the 26 of us that are sitting here in this room are responsible for every single thing that happened tonight. It's not a company that paid for it. It's not other people. It's not like, oh, we paid for part of it, it's going to happen. We all did this. Every single one of you. It's only us. We are the only ones that did this. And you know what? You're allowed to drive home tonight and think, wow, I'm a really good person. I actually did this. I am a good person. So I can cut somebody off at the red light, and it's all right because I'm a good person. But anyway, so Emily Andre, God love her, she's been sitting here next to me. You know, I'm sorry you're last. But anyway, we are so fortunate to have her as our first scholarship student. She's going to be going to American University. I know a lot of us have opportunities and connections and abilities to help her in the Washington area. I know that Tom's had a lot of connections in Washington, and we certainly know that we plan, as we have with our other students in New Jersey, to follow our students through their 4 years, and that we want to make their life at school the best that we possibly can. If we've got Bud Capola, who was part of the Marines, and let's say Emily wants to do something with the Marines, we're going to make sure she has a contact with that. We're going to make sure that if she wants to be a lawyer, we're going to have the Wagners help her do that. And you know, the Baxter Credit Union, maybe she needs a checking account. So we are going to, and I have to say, there's one special person here I need to make a comment. So, you know, one of the things I do is I say to everybody, okay, we have $47,000 to spend this year. $10,000 off the top is going to go to the scholarship. So when you're voting on your grants, you have $37,000 to spend. Now you decide how you want that $37,000 spent. So you're going to fill out your application, you're going to fill out your form, and you're going to say, okay, I want $1,200 here, $5,000 there, I want this. Well, we had one of our members, Phyllis Priola. I said, don't spend more than $37,000. Don't spend less than $37,000. Well, you know, Joe, I want to make sure. I want to make sure you look into that check register of yours, because she thinks $37,000 is $41,500 because Phyllis spent $41,500. I'll be looking for a check after the dinner. So anyway, but with that, and this is the end of our evening. I'm not going to do any closing remarks, because who needs to say anything more than this wonderful young girl, Emily Andre, and her wonderful parents that are here. Thank you.
scholarship has been an absolutely incredible experience. I remember right before my interview, I felt myself getting really nervous, kind of like I am now. I saw all these beautiful, successful women filing into this room where I was going to be talking. And as my interview began, the 100 women were nothing but welcoming and encouraging to me. I left that day with a great big smile on my face, telling my mom, oh, I really hope I got it. But not because of the generous nature of the award and its ability to help me pay for my education, but because of the sense of community that I had felt with the women that day. After learning that I was a scholarship recipient, some of the women took me out shopping and really made an effort to get to know me. And these details are what creates the distinct difference between 100 women making a difference and any other scholarship I have heard of. These women want to have a relationship with you. They want to be a part of your life. They want to be updated on how you're doing. I feel that they're not only investing in my future, but they're investing in me as a person. Upon applying to colleges and universities, I knew my final decision would be a difficult one. As many other college hopefuls are doing nowadays, I'm paying for college on my own. And I had gotten into a program called the Global Scholars at American University in Washington, D.C., and this program would allow me to get both my bachelor's and my master's in 4 years, while being in a location minutes away from Embassy Row and Capitol Hill. But with tuition prices going nowhere but up, I felt that my options were limited, and Washington didn't really look like a possibility for me. But because of 100 Women, I was able to choose American University, and I will be studying international relations there in the fall. By pursuing higher education, I aspire to one day be a foreign service officer, an international diplomat, a member of the United Nations, the director of a humanitarian aid program, or really any career that would let me be internationally active and give back to others, just like so many people in this room. My college choice certainly reflects my goals, and that choice was made possible by this organization. In any hardship I may face in college in the future, I know that I will have these women and the people in this organization to remind me of the positives that life has to offer. This network allows me to be surrounded by people who I am so impressed and awed by, who have found great happiness in their own lives and have committed themselves to helping others find that same happiness. I believe that a truly powerful person is one who empowers others, and 100 Women Making a Difference has empowered me to chase after my dreams of making the world a better place. Thank you so much for this great honor. You have all changed my life.